I respect your time, so let's get right into it. Before you start ripping my ass apart, do take some time to listen to where I'm coming from first. Now, if you disagree, even after hearing me out, my ass is ready. Many people have different definitions of pay to win, and hence it's really difficult to have a healthy discussion where we don't even fundamentally agree on what winning is. Now, going by the broad definitions given by Google, pay to win has 4 common agreed upon definitions by gamers. Number 1, pay to progress. Number 2, pay for convenience. Number 3, pay to unlock advantages behind a paywall. Number 4, pay to clear content. So let's break down all these 4 in today's video. Ragnarok Online Next Generation operates with 3 forms of currency. The premium tier 1 currency being diamonds, the semi-premium tier 2 currency, crystals, and lastly, the tier 3 currency, zenny. So there are 2 ways to obtain diamonds, the tier 1 currency. The first way is to buy directly with cash, and the other way is to buy with crystals, the tier 2 currency. So here is a visual representation. Your Visa and MasterCard can directly purchase diamonds, and diamonds can directly purchase endgame items. But is it necessarily to have endgame items to enjoy the game? Absolutely not. Yet. Now, is there a way for free-to-play players to get diamonds? Yes, you can purchase diamonds with crystals. All players in the game can earn crystals by trading via the exchange center and completing in-game achievements. A free-to-play player can buy up to 5,000 diamonds a day and up to 30,000 diamonds a month using crystals. So if we look at endgame items on the exchange, it generally takes a free-to-play player a few months to get a single piece of endgame item. So if you're free to play and you aim to get a fully decked out character full of endgame items, it's probably going to take you years. Now, if you want to find out how to make crystals efficiently, go check out my other videos. If you're someone that really likes to min-max your character and enjoys squeezing value out of nothing and enjoy the game as a free-to-play player, I think you will like what I have for you. So looking back at our definitions, is this game pay to progress? Abso-freaking-lutely yes, no doubt about it. If a player is able to obtain the rarest cards, the best weapons, the strongest armor in the first day of playing directly with his Visa, there's nothing you can tell me that changes that. Sure, free-to-play players can also get those items. By the time I can get those items, my children and grandchildren will be making videos about what's the most efficient way to bury me already. So yes, this game is very pay to progress, very, very much so. Number 2, does ROX allow you to pay for convenience? The game allows you to buy things that improve your quality of life and overall gaming experience, like weight limits, inventory slots, skill resets, and extra loadouts using crystals, the tier 2 currency. Since the currency used are crystals, I would not say that it is very pay to win for convenience. But I definitely miss the good old days where MMOs do not purposefully sabotage their own games and purposely make it inconvenient for their players so that they can shove microtransactions down our throats. Deep down our throats. Number 3, pay for an advantage behind a paywall. Currently in the Southeast Asia version, the only thing that is purchasable by cash is the Kafra VIP card. It's basically a service where you pay a monthly subscription of $15 and get a bunch of benefits for you to progress faster and have more conveniences for better in-game experience. Although it is not game-breaking for now, I do see a lot more cash-related events in some screenshots from the Taiwan server. So the way I look at Kafra VIP card is basically, how do I put it nicely? It's like the Ragnarok's version of just the tip, right? I'm very sure all guys would have or will say this at some point, just the tip. Go in a little bit and see what happens, see how it feels. Not pain one. Same thing, right? The game lures you into this sweet deal, entices you with a bunch of little privileges here and there, and they can rightfully say they didn't go all the way in and you over. So in terms of hiding advantages behind a paywall, I would say not really. It's just the tip. Now, there are plenty of other games in the market where the moment you download and open the game, they will just bend you over and give you the full 9 inches. So for ROX, okay lah, just the tip. I hope it stays that way. Don't start moving, huh? Okay, there's something else I noticed while recording this. So whenever the game is giving you free stuff, this is their user interface. So, Gift of the Kings is basically free shit, right? You get a bunch of meaningless icons over here. Academic progress is also just some free shit. You get some avatars. Oh yo, this poor guy doesn't even have a nose. 0 effort. You look at daily sign-in bonus. You have this cute chibi character. That's fine. Now, let's look at Kafra's VIP card. A full upskirt panty shot that's animated with this white color thingy trying to undress her. Trying to take off a dress? Really? ROX, a kid's game leh. There's even this black color thingy here that's drooling. And there's this big poros that's just like spazzing. What the fuck is this? So apparently this is supposed to make you want to spend money. What kind of message is this? Now let's look at top up. I say, what a beautiful pair of hands for clapping. Fantastic product placements. I feel so inspired to just whip out my big Visa and start spending. Well done. For the last definition of pay to win, we look at what type of content ROX has to offer and which ones are enjoyable by everyone and which ones are only enjoyable by the Visa swipers. So this segment is the scariest segment to talk about because I'm very sure a lot of people would disagree. So here we go. In terms of PvE, we have your daily instances. You can call it dungeons, raids, whatever, right? It's your standard typical form party, fight boss, do mechanics, get loot type of content. We have Endless Tower, your typical floor by floor progression gauge. So the stronger you are, the higher floors you can clear, the better the loot. We have MVPs, which is your typical world bosses and mini world bosses that drop rare loot based on damage dealt. And lastly, we have Otherworld Gate, that's basically a guild activity where you can summon the world bosses and mini world bosses and just fight them within your own guild. So for PvP content, we have Guild KVM, which is basically a guild 5v5 against another guild. We also have guild versus guild, which is massive cluster and the winning guild gets to control a city in the game. I don't even know what are the benefits of controlling a city because I know I'll never be in a guild that can win such things. So maybe you can let me know in the comment section what's the point of this event. Okay, so who am I to judge whether something is pay to win or not? So let me introduce myself. I am a proud leeching noob with absolute trash gear. This is because I spend all my time making videos and spreadsheets to help other people become stronger. So if you appreciate the effort and the sacrifice, like the video and subscribe so I can help make you stronger. I even spent 420,000 crystals on a card that I have yet to take out from the exchange because I want to make content with it. Now, by the way, if you're interested in the topic of cards versus progression, subscribe and turn on notifications. So anyway, if I am able to enjoy content despite having shit gear, I deem this piece of content playable. If not, it's considered unplayable pay to win territory. Let's start with the content that's free to play friendly. Number 1, instances. Even with my trash gear, I'm able to clear all the instances in hard mode up to level 50. I have yet to hit 58 to unlock the next tier, but overall the instances are enjoyable, mechanics are decent. If a bottom feeder like me can clear, I believe everyone should be able to clear. But I can definitely foresee some stat checking to happen in the future, but so far, so good. At least up to Ancient Pyramid hard mode is fine. Endless Tower and Otherworld Gate is similar. How far you can go depends on your gear, but even with my shit gear, I'm able to participate and enjoy. My Endless Tower can generally hit floor 60 to 70 with my regular free-to-play party. Otherworld is just a DPS check. It's just a fun, chill activity with guild members. What matters in this game mode is whether you have a lot of guild members that swipe their Visa, or maybe you just have a lot of active guild members. So one person doesn't make that much of a difference. Now, for the unplayable pay-to-win content, we have Guild KVM and Guild versus Guild. The moment you see it's PvP, you know there's going to be some extremely pay-to-win stuff already. Yeah, people will tell you that your class matters, your skill matters, your party composition and synergy and communication matters. Yeah. You know what matters more? Visa. Now, when you meet top players, you don't just lose. You melt, you dissolve, you disintegrate. So Guild versus Guild is also similar, just that instead of fighting 5 whales, you fight 50 whales. So the moment your toenail steps over the safe zone, you melt, you dissolve, and you disintegrate. Now lastly, the world bosses are also pretty pay to win, simply because the chances of you getting loot is proportionate to the damage done by your party. So the whales will just form a party together and naturally they will have an advantage. Nothing much to say here. So now I'm sure that there will be more content in the future. I've never played the Taiwan server before, so this is all we have for the Southeast Asia version. So in conclusion, is this game pay to progress? Yes, no doubt. Anyone that tells you otherwise is either sponsored or retarded. Number 2 is, does this game allow you to pay for convenience? Yes and no. Everything can be technically bought with crystals which can be earned in-game. Yes, the Kafra card does give you some, but it's really not game breaking because, like I said, it's just the tip. So, does the game allow you to pay for advantages that otherwise cannot be gotten? Now, the only thing that's truly hidden behind a paywall is the Kafra card. everything else like the glory hole pass can be obtained via crystals. There is no inherent cash shop in the game that outright lets you buy something that free-to-play players can never ever get. So mobile. Lineage revolutions. Sorry, bad cough. Now, technically, given time, you can kind of sort of get everything as a free-to-play player. It's just a matter of how long. And lastly, do you have to pay to enjoy the content in ROX? Yes for PvP and World Boss, no for PvE content as of level 50. I believe that stat checks will eventually come, but I don't know when. Now, personally, I would definitely recommend players to come and try. At least the early game for now has been pretty bearable. Unless you're into PvP, then no, don't try. So if you're interested to try the game out, I strongly suggest using an emulator like ROX, BlueStacks or LD Player. I personally use LD Player because it is the only emulator that lets me AFK grind for 3 days without lagging my PC. Links in the description. That's it for me. I will be releasing an update for the life skill spreadsheet soon. Subscribe and turn on notifications if you want to stay ahead of the free-to-play curve. Remember, outplay, not outpay. Bye!